Hello and good morning. Here are some of my thoughts for today. It is March, sunny and cold, so I'm indoors. I'm using old videos. Today I am using this meadow as my illustration for diversity. Diversity. Here in the early 21st century, the country is divided along lines of hate and love. You're either for diversity or you're not. The racial divide seems to be set. Recently, I witnessed hundreds of high school kids at a regatta. They were mostly white kids with a smattering of Asian kids. No black kids. At first, I thought that was expected, since it was in keeping with the current social atmosphere, but then I caught myself on my thinking. Maybe it had nothing to do with the obvious. I brought myself back to my high school days in Medford, Massachusetts, class of 1963. I played soccer for Mr. Stillman, an excellent coach and a fair man. We would play such academies as Phillips Academy. In the 1960s, it was Massachusetts, the most socially liberated state in the United States. Perhaps it still is. Entrance to these academies, I suspect, had nothing to do with race and everything to do with wealth, money. By the way, except for a German math teacher whose attitude towards people like me was painfully obvious, I had some of the best teachers ever. Mr. James Harvey was excellent and one of the nicest human beings one could ever know. I was devastated when Miss Verdoni, my Spanish teacher, and the most gorgeous woman in the world got married. Sweet transference. But back to the regatta. This place is not Massachusetts, it is the South. History strongly suggests there is a cultivated line between racism and social norms. Here, even churches are along racial lines. Same God, mind you, but different congregation. Isn't religion grand? Oh well. Anyway, in seeing the population of the regatta, I wondered what I was really looking at. Was this lack of diversity a matter of well-orchestrated and institutionalized racism? Was it all about a lack of invitation to those who may be considered less acceptable? Was it all about money, the rich sending their kids to schools that are rich in culture and exposure? Why couldn't public education also do that? After all, we're looking at public taxes, are we not? In fact, I thought I was looking at the result of years of social engineering. Who is to be blamed? What's the answer? Who cares? Being a super liberal, I have a different point of view than the average American. I understand and accept the preamble and the Constitution as being real blueprints for a working society with room for changes for a better society. The preamble, for example, corrections are needed about Native Americans. And the Constitution must, for all times, get rid of any vestige of slavery, that is, rewrite the 13th Amendment. Locking up minorities as slave laborers is just plain wrong. Being a liberal, I believe that our taxes should be used to benefit all Americans and not just the manufacturers of weapons. We need better and more social programs. The best and the brightest should be afforded free education all the way to their PhD completion. We should have less spent on the creation of wars to sell weapons and more on the universal health for everyone. Racism in all forms should be made illegal, truly, and severe fines be imposed no matter how cleverly disguised the form of racism. Clean water and clean air, I mean, that should be common sense. And less exploitation of workers to enhance the rich and powerful. Well, you get the idea. So, diversity is my mantra. And what about the regatta? Well, I believe we have the solutions to make the country more receptive to diversity, but we lack the will. Unfortunately, fears still fan the flames of ignorance, and misguided hatred is still the order of the day. I do understand the political mantra of white supremacy, and I even appreciate why it is so attractive to Christians. But still, that doesn't make it right. So, as I said, diversity is my mantra. Having justice for all is my goal. I do believe that a fully integrated society based on justice, honesty, and ethics can be achieved. You, however, must think for yourself.